Hi, this is Jim, and our topic for today is the Vise. I'm going to be giving you a few pointers and tips that you might find helpful in case you're buying a new vise or thinking about starting to tie flies. First of all, your vise needs to be a solid tool to tie your flies on, and it can be held solid by either a pedestal base like this or a C-clamp base like this. Now the C-clamp would bolt on or would tighten onto a desktop or perhaps a windowsill. And of course, wherever you're tying, you want to have good lighting, and it's nice to have it the right height so that it's not uncomfortable for you to tie, especially if you're tying a number of flies. Here's one of the starter vices that a lot of people get, and you can find vices like this in the catalog. This is a Pro AA vise type. I'll put it in the pedestal here and tell you how it works. First of all, you notice this shaft moves back and forth, and it's connected on this end with a lever that you press down, and if you press this lever down, it'll pull this end towards this way. So you can see how it pulls that out. Now as it pulls it to our right here, this taper goes down into this collar, and as it's pulled down into this collar, these two vise jaws get pushed together, and that's what holds our hook. You have to adjust this so that it will pull this together the right amount, and to adjust it, we screw out this collar so that it'll pull it in further. Now you can see that it's almost there. Okay, that tightens the jaws clear down, and I can't get my lever clear down, so that's a little bit too tight. So I'll screw it in, give it a little more leeway, and now I can put a hook in there and tighten it down. And of course, when we put in our hook, we want to just catch that bottom corner of the hook. The inclination for everybody is to put this way down in here like this, so they don't get their thread caught on this and broken. But most flies, you need to be able to have a lot of access to the back of the hook, so you want it up there where you can have that access. Adjusting this a little bit more, and you can see that that's nice and tight now. That should work. This vise is too high for me, and if I had this vise, I would either use the C-clamp, which there's adjustment here that you can raise and lower this shaft in that C-clamp, so the vise itself would be sitting higher or lower. I tied on one of these for a number of years, well, several years, and I cut off part of this shaft so that it'd be the right height. Otherwise, your neck will get a crink in it, especially if you're an old guy like me. So you can find a lot of different vices and a wide selection of vices at Angler's Workshop, and along with a wide selection of other tying materials and tools. This is a little bit different vise. It works on a principle where you have this lever here, and as I move this lever, this piece right here is tapered, and it pushes the back end of these two jaws apart, and as it pushes them apart, the front end of the jaws go closer together, they pinch together. To adjust this one, we have a little screw here. And what I would do is set this so that I can just open them up and then adjust this so that it just starts to get snug. Then when I push my lever here, then it'll be tight. This is an excellent vise. It's a Renzetic, and I use it when I travel especially. So this is two types of vices. You have another one that's spring-loaded, like the Regal type vise, and there's a few others. Instead of having a lever, that some of them have a knob here that forces this back part. This is really a nice addition when Renzetti started putting this on their vices. So if you have any questions or comments about the vices, let me hear them. Send me an email.